Hello, my cat loving friends. Rita and I are back, and we are so excited. We have Amy Shojai on our podcast today. She is a certified animal behavior consultant and the award winning author. She has 20 guidebooks for dogs and cats.
Actually, I have a few more than that, but that's okay.
More than 20. I misspoke. So we will get on this and get all of the details as soon as we come back from this word from our sponsor. Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. You've got Linda Hall here, and I am here with my BFF, my business partner, and according to my husband, my work wife, Rita Reimers.
I'm here with Dexter, who wants to take over the co-host position.
Dexter wants you to move back to LA so he can be a spokescat.
That's never going to happen.
I
had my time in LA was great, 10 years, but nope.
I know.
Love it.
Yes, exactly. So let's get Amy in here and find out what's going on, because she's a busy lady. She's got a lot. Believe me. Have you gone through the website, Amy?
I have.
Shojai, it's SHOJAI.com, blogs, everything. So let's get her in here, huh?
Hey, welcome, ladies. Amy. Thanks for the invite. This is going to be so much fun. I love talking about cats and books and publishing and cats and books and cats and cats. Exactly.
Yeah. Cats and cats. We're the same way. We're the same way. Exactly. So you are a certified animal behavior consultant like we are. And, I see a lot of similarities. You're into anything. It's not just about fixing the behavior problems. It's about making cats' lives their best, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. We are the handmaidens of the furry force, and that's kind of what we are meant to do. I used to, when I first started writing, and I had friends that were saying, well, why don't you write about X or Y or Z? I said, no, I was put on this planet. This is what I was meant to do, to be a voice and a force for good, hopefully.
I can relate to that.
Our dogs. Yeah.
I got chills when she said that, because that's how we feel, right? Like,
absolutely.
This is our mission. This is our purpose.
Plus the fact we have opposable thumbs, which means we can open the cans, more readily.
Oh, yes. We are a necessity to cat survival everywhere, right?
I have said that in discussing how cats watch us and mimic us. I had caught one of my cats one day. I shut my door tight, which never happens because cats, but I needed to change my clothes, and Super wanted out, and she had her paws on that doorknob just the right way. She had watched me enough times. She knew what she was doing. It's just the lack of thumbs. I think if they had thumbs, they could rule the world.
Well, and at my house, we have lever door openings. You can see back.
I have those. Yes.
And I no longer have her. My Saren kitty lived. She made it almost to 22.
Ooh,
wow.
Little, tiny, my little Siamese wannabe. She would jump up, hang on it, and unhook it. And we learned we couldn't have the security system on when she was here because we couldn't keep her in any room.
Yeah.
Now, Karma doesn't do that, but we also had a dog, our Bravo dog, who was a Mastiff. And he was big enough he could just put his paw up.
Right. Just smack it and we're ready to go.
We had to change the lock. We had to change the doorknob to the garage, because there were a couple times we came home from being out. He had opened it, and when we opened the garage door, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
I had a cat sit client like that. She had a big note. She did the deadbolt, and she's like, do not open this door. Do not unlock this door, because the cat will get out.
No matter what the cat tells you.
Locks. Yes.
Linda has a dog, but her dog's not that intelligent. Sorry, Linda. Sorry, Sadie.
I have a little Chihuahua who has lived her whole life with cats. There are 12 cats in this house and a Chihuahua. So she has a serious identity crisis.
Does she try to meow?
No, but she did stand in a litter box one day. It was the funniest thing. I immediately sent a picture to Rita. She didn't do anything in there, but she sat in there like, this is what I've seen others do. I should do this, right? I tried to bribe her. I live in Ohio. I don't like taking the dog out in the winter. I'm like, please do your business. I'll pay you. I'll buy extra treats. I'll give you.
Didn't work.
Well, they have dog litter boxes, but it's the pellets, and and I've actually, I wouldn't. That's not something that I would want to do. But I had clients that wanted to do that, and there are a few products available out there, but
That's
you know,
amazing.
dogs don't have the greatest aim either. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The
That's
only
true.
way I would do that, I think, is if I were physically unable to take the
Yeah.
dog out, to
Yes.
keep the dog. Otherwise, it's just not, let's do what comes naturally. And I
Yeah.
still have a few people in the house to help me out. So my
Oh,
son's
that's
in his senior year of high school. I have one more
Ah.
year.
free
And
labor.
then
Yes.
you'll be like me. Everything falls on you.
Yes. And then I'll cry. Yes,
Well,
exactly.
let's talk about Amy. What is it that you love about cats, and why you like working with them?
Oh gosh, what's not to love about cats? Oh my goodness. I think because they are such unique individuals. And in the past they always said, oh, all cats are aloof, independent creatures. And
Yes.
I'm sorry, bull hockey. That's just every
Agreed.
cat is different. Every cat, I think they appeal to different parts of us. I love dogs too,
Yes.
but cats appeal more, I think, to the poet in us. They want to, it's enough for them to be beautiful. It's enough for, they don't have to necessarily have a job. They are enough. We could learn from that. We don't have to be striving all the time.
That's true.
Take a purr break and have fun. And they are my inspiration. I think while the dog is kind of the comedian of the house, Karma, yeah, and they get each other in trouble. But Karma, my Karma cat, is kind of the inspiration that calms me down. He'll sit on my lap, or he'll decide that it's time to play, or for
Is that the one that's
I
sleeping?
can't say it. Yeah.
Fruits.
Is that the one that's
TREATS.
sleeping next to you? The
That's yeah.
because he looked up when you said his name.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
So yeah, I think cats and dogs, well, they want different things out of life too. Dogs want to be part of a family. They want to belong to a person and to a family group. And cats are more, they more identify with the house and the territory, and their human is part of that territory.
Yeah.
So they want kind of the same things, but I love the fact that they kind of complement each other too.
Yes.
So
well, they're very yin and yang,
Yeah.
and they're
Yes.
so different. Rita and I were both raised with dogs, and so cats are like,
Then my
This-
parents have 5
a whole
dogs,
nother thing.
so I get my dog
Oh,
fill
wow.
over there. My cats would throw me.
Yes.
I have 16 cats. They'd throw me out if I brought home a dog. But I love dog cat friendships, especially those little teeny cats and those big old dogs. They're so cute.
Well, yeah, and the reverse is true too. I mean, my German Shepherd rescued Karma. He's the one that found the cat. I mean, we had Sarah and Kitty, who was a little teeny tiny thing, and we had the German Shepherd who loved cats, and Sarah hated him. They couldn't get close enough. He couldn't get a good cat sniff in 12 years. And then this little kitten, a dumped kitten, appeared out on the back patio, digging through the glass, trying to get in with the German Shepherd on the other side. And I thought, wow. And the dog let
Brave
me know
cat.
about that. So he's kind of a, well, when he was younger, he's darkened now, but silver shaded tabby. So bright blue eyes and the tabby points and the silver body. And he was wearing a collar. So somebody dumped him. But I went outside and he disappeared. And I thought, oh gosh, coyote bait, because we live in North Texas. And I called, he wouldn't come. And then I meowed at him and he came running.
Oh,
Mother,
Dang.
is that you,
Like,
Mother?
Mom, did you
Mother,
call?
and he came in, and it was like within 30 seconds, he and the German Shepherd were like, oh, I finally found my buddy, and they were just inseparable their entire lives together.
They had
and
something
yeah.
between the glass. They were doing some kind of communication.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
absolutely were. I think he was saying, okay, come on, get with the program. Go tell your human, because I need help.
Exactly. Let me in. It's scary out here.
Yeah. So he's my buddy now. And he's like, Saren was this little tiny thing, and he's this big chunk.
Yeah.
He's a handsome man cat, and he's
Yes.
a big guy.
Big manly
So-
man. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Manly man.
We love watching the dogs and the cats. We were doing a behavior session one day. We do them via Zoom, and we asked them to show us stuff. So they'd taken us upstairs to show us the pee spots, and the 2 cats met, and they were like, uh-oh, and they pointed the camera at it. And the 2 cats are, definitely, they're focused. Their
They're
eye
getting
pupils
ready.
are huge.
Oh yeah.
We're ready for a fight. And you watch this dog go just walk in between them, stepped in between them,
Splitting
and just
behavior.
stopped. Yes, it was
He
it was
diffused
like,
the
I
fight.
love
Yeah.
this.
Well, and that's,
Ended it.
they do that with people too. My parents
Mhm.
used to, they dance or hug each other. And, I was a little girl. I didn't know what was going on. And the Sheltie would try to get in between them.
Oh
Try
yeah.
to-
My
So,
lab growing up too did the
yeah.
same thing with my
Yes,
parents.
do they do
yes.
the same thing? It's a calming signal. It's a way for dogs to kind of diffuse the situation. And a lot of dogs will do it to other dogs and calm other dogs down.
Mhm.
So I know some dog behaviorists that have peacekeeper dogs they take with them on consults
Yes.
because they know that they can help keep the peace or model the right behavior.
Right.
kind of
Yes.
thing. So
It is.
it's really very interesting how they do all of this.
Yes, it is. We just love seeing it. We still talk about it. And it was a while
Yeah.
ago. We still talk about that dog walking in between the two of them, and that,
I got this.
exactly. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we're
chill
like,
this out.
never
All
get
right.
rid of that dog because he's.
I
just-
know.
Right
All
there.
right, you two knock it off. So yeah.
Back when you said, Amy, that cats are, all they need to do is be beautiful and that's enough. It's so true because Lynn, did you remember this couple we cat sat for? And they would schedule extra time for the cat to be adored.
She put in
Oh,
her
I love
notes
that.
that they needed, I don't remember what it was, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to adore the cat.
Mhm.
And we
So they booked
giggled,
an
but we
hour. They
loved
didn't
it.
need-
Yes, they booked an hour so that they'd have plenty of time
Oh,
to adore
that's
the cat.
wonderful.
Right? Like we giggled, but then we were like, this is kind of the coolest thing ever, right? Like,
That's
yes,
now
please.
that is a true cat
Mhm.
appreciator.
Oh
That's
yes. Oh
beautiful.
yes. And we
That's
all
wonderful.
do it. I mean, I said,
Oh, yeah.
you were so gorgeous. And my husband the other night was
My
going on.
husband
You're
does.
so pretty. You're the prettiest girl in the room. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm the prettiest girl in the room.
Well,
Who are
that's
you
like my
talking to?
husband comes home from work and he doesn't greet me. It's, well, how are you, Shadow? Oh, look at that
Exactly.
handsome Karma. You're so
Exactly. Like, I'm
okay.
here too.
Chopped
Remember
liver here.
me? Exactly.
But I do
love-
it to him too. So that's okay.
yeah. I loved what you said about resources because I think this is a big thing that we tackle is the idea of jealousy, which doesn't really exist in cats. It's
Mhm.
similar. I get why it looks that way,
Yeah.
and explaining to people, a lot of people understand that food and litter boxes are a resource, but they don't understand that the human is a resource.
Yeah, we
Yes.
see
We've
their
seen it
eyes
over
go,
and-
what? When they
Oh, yeah.
finally understand that.
Yes, the reason your cats hate each other, it's because of you.
Yeah.
It's because they're,
Yeah.
as in nature, cats don't understand the concept of sharing, right? If a cat comes into your territory, it's not to have a Golden Girls moment. It's to take your territory. So,
Exactly.
if that cat's loving on you, they're taking mom away.
Right?
Yes, exactly. And it's interesting because I tell my clients too, schedule time. Cats love the status quo. They love routine. So if you have cats that can't share resources, schedule time so you have one-on-one adoration time with
Yes.
each cat, and and it can work very well. And
for sure.
with dogs, I have to shut the bedroom door when I'm playing with Karma
Yes.
because the dog wants to chase all the toys too. So I got it's kind of a glorified fishing pole toy,
Yeah.
but for
Uh-huh.
dogs. I got a flirt stick with a stuffy on the end of it. And everything.
Nice.
The dog loves it. The cat
Nice.
does too. So I have to do it for the dog first, then we shut the door, and then we do it for the cat, and back and forth. So it's management. A lot of it's management.
Yes.
And if you have, I think cats and dogs that are well socialized to each other, that grow up together, it's going to make things. Of course, you guys know this. It makes it a whole lot easier.
Definitely.
That my Saren kitty learned to tolerate the dog by the end of her life, but I think part of that was because she was so old she couldn't get out of their way. And of course, okay, sniff me already.
Exactly. I'm not moving. Absolutely.
No, my
When we
cats
hear-
all
Go ahead.
line up in the morning to take their turn laying on me.
Oh, nice.
It's hilarious. It's like
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
one's on, then he's had enough, and the next one. So I have to wake up about an
Yes.
hour before I want to get up.
Yeah. I watched it one time when I was visiting, and there's one on her chest, and there's one on her stomach, and there's one on her hip. She's laying on her side. And then I look, and there's literally a line, like they're waiting for the amusement park ride. And I was just dying
It's
laughing. I
amazing
thought
they're
that was
that
the best thing
cooperative
ever.
with each
Yeah,
other.
that is.
Yes, they do, that they wait their turn. Yes, exactly. tell us about this cat enrichment on demand webinar, because you mentioned that before we came on and my ears perked up. What's
Mine
this
too.
about?
I have the
Yes.
website in front of me right now.
Good.
Yeah, yes, it's called categorical enrichment. And we Dr. Tony Buffington, of course, is kind of the pioneer in all of this stuff because it's so intrinsically involved in cat health. And we have, as cat lovers, we've tried to protect our cats. So we've brought them indoors. We don't let them go outside.
Yes.
We've truncated their environment, and they are forced to live nose to nose with another cat that maybe they don't like, or, a dog, gasp. So to find ways to keep them not only physically healthy, but also socially and mentally stimulated, you can enrich your environment. So, we live on 13 acres here in North Texas. I got a stroller for Karma, and I wasn't sure how he was going to react to it. He did not want to get in it, but finally I got him in it. We went out on the patio and he was like,
Suddenly I'm perking
His
up.
curiosity
yes.
took over his fear.
Exactly. And
Yes.
see, I have a fence, and it's dog proof. It's probably not cat proof, so I'm very careful with him. But something as simple as that, or cracking the window open during a thunderstorm and the rain and the wind
The
coming
fresh
in,
air.
bringing
Yes.
a box full of dried leaves to play in, fresh
Oh, that's
grass.
interesting.
That's a
know,
great
I like that
idea.
idea.
All kinds of things. Yeah. I mean, we have hail every once in a while here. My cat went nuts watching the hail balls knock down. And
Yes,
he's
they
gonna
bounce,
chase them all.
right?
They
Yes.
bounce. So it's really, there's a lot of very simple things you can do. And if you have cats that have stress related health issues like cystitis, upper urinary tract or lower urinary tract issues and stuff, it can actually really reduce a lot of things, and you can reduce the amount of treatments or medicines that you have to do, all with just some real simple things. Set up a bird bath right outside the window. So, bird TV.
Yeah, we suggest that a lot.
Yeah, we're big on, window shelves, places that it could be anything. It could be a furniture up against the window. It doesn't have to be a window shelf, but I've got them in just about every room of the house. And then we always say bonus if you put a bird feeder in the backyard,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Like,
or one of those suction cup ones that the birds will come right to
Or
the window.
squirrels.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
squirrels,
We
yeah.
have apartment high up.
If I say, and it's, let's see, where are they? Because I don't want them to come running. If I say, bunny, 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 that's the signal that there's a bunny out there or a squirrel or something interesting. And they will, both pets will run to the back patio windows to see what's going on out there. And of course, the cat chattering and the dog woofing and all that. So it's a lot of fun, and you can find a lot of fun, inexpensive things you can do. If people can't afford a fancy dancy cat tree,
true,
get a ladder, put a cat bed on the paint rack, tie toys on the rungs, spike it with catnip, and you've got, several levels
Very
of
nice.
shelves
I like
there.
that idea.
Very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Most people already have a
we
ladder
have to
somewhere.
take a quick break, unfortunately,
all
but
right.
we'll be
All
back
right.
just a moment after this word from our awesome sponsors.
All righty.
And we're back again with 19 Cats and Counting. We're in the middle of talking about cat enrichment with Amy. I'll let Linda say her last name because I will butcher it.
Shojai.
Yeah.
Shojai.
Very good.
I wrote it down phonetically. I cheated. I'm not going to take all the credit for remembering that. But
well, listen,
you were talking about.
I was saying it wrong on TV.
Oh,
oh no!
So it's okay. Like I said, I answered.
Right, exactly. It's a tough one, but I loved what you were saying about the ladder. That's a really good idea. I fell upon two things by accident. The first, those plastic shelves that you can get at Walmart kind of thing, and they're just like tubes and shelves, and you put them together. I had one in my son's room forever, and it was like primary colors, like it looked like it belonged to a kindergarten room. Well, he's 17; he's too old for that baloney. So we put it in the hallway, meaning to take it down and figure out, am I going to donate it? What am I going to do with it? The cats love it. It's a cat tree. It has 4 shelves. They're hanging out. They think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I said, I think I want to try to paint it and then wrap the posts with sisal rope for scratchers done, right? I mean,
Absolutely. And you can do the same thing with the ladder, wrap the
yeah,
rope around the
Yes.
bottoms or whatever. Yeah.
yes,
And
yeah,
see, I'm like I said, I'm on 13 acres. And so we were clearing up some of the scrub, and I brought in some cedar logs, just plain cedar logs. And they have this papery kind of bark on them that when
right,
it scratches, it shreds it and makes a
right.
big mess and everything. And the cat
Oh,
wants his
Oh,
scratch
fun.
graffiti to be seen. So
that's
that's real
definitely,
cheap. It's real cheap.
definitely,
Yeah, I have one of
yes.
those in almost every room, and then you just, vacuum it up.
Yes.
if you need
Yeah,
to.
exactly. I had a cabinet in my bedroom and we switched bedrooms to a smaller bedroom. And so I put it out in the hallway and it's near a window and
Ah,
it's tall. It comes up to my chest level. And so I decided it was the cat and dog cabinet, the food, the litter, the treats, the supplements, it all
oh
goes in
boy.
there. And then I just stuck a soft blanket on it and put two little cubbies on it. And they're so happy. They can sit there and see out the window. They can hide in their cubbies. It's getting used, believe me.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I
great.
love about those is it's so much easier to keep those clean and sanitary than some of those cat trees that have, the carpet all over them.
Truth.
Once they get it, you can't take the carpet off to clean it, and it's hard to clean
Yeah.
it in its place. So
Yeah.
I really love these
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
about the best thing you can do with the cat trees is take it outside, like on the back patio or something, and rinse it off and let the sun dry
that's
it.
a
Dry
good
it.
idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
That's a
probably
very
only
good
do that
idea.
maybe once every 2 years or something. And
Yeah.
then it'll take the cat a while to get it smelling good like them again. So,
Yeah,
Yes,
it's true.
yes, suddenly the smell. Yes,
They
we're
want a
definitely
scent
gonna
soaker.
check out this cat enrichment because you've got some really great ideas that we
Yeah,
hadn't thought of.
I
That
would
is
love to attend the
amazing.
webinar for sure.
Yes, and we will post links to all of this so that they have links to the site, the everything. Your blogs, you've got just about every time. I didn't get through them all. You've got just about every topic imaginable. They are
Awesome.
wonderful. Yes. How many do you have going now? I don't.
Oh, the blog. Well, I
Yeah.
have just the one blog, but the topics I cover, care and behavior issues for both dogs and cats. So
Yes.
it kind of duplicates a lot of the book content. I've got everything from kitten and puppy information to adult pet care to behavior and training care to
Love
senior
it.
citizen cats and dogs. And then
Wonderful.
I have a few, I'm starting to do quick tips books on specific topics. Like I have
Great.
one that's called My Cat Hates My Vet.
Ah, that's a
And
good
how
one.
you can and how you can deal with that. And it has a lot of the fear-free techniques and the things
Good.
that the cat specific practices
Right.
advocate. And then there's one or my cat or my dog hates my date. What do you do about it? You
Ah.
listen to the cat is what you do. But
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah,
things
no
that you do.
kidding.
So for introductions and those types of things.
Yes.
And then I do a little bit on the fiction side there at the blog, because I write a thriller series that the main character is an animal behavior consultant and a trainer who
nice.
has PTSD. And so her dog and her trained Maine Coon cat, every once in a while, they have their own viewpoint chapters.
I love.
A lot of
I'm gonna
fun.
get reading.
So-
I'm gonna get reading. Grab my glasses.
Sounds like it's about
That's
you. You've got a
awesome.
little-
Yeah, and
Right?
in fact, if you want the
Be
first
there.
one, it's free for those who subscribe to my newsletter. So I give you
Oh,
the
fun
first
deal.
book is Lost and Found. So
Awesome.
that's for listeners, they can check that out. And if they like it, then there are 5 others in the series. I'm working on number 7 right now.
Nice. You're a busy
I
lady.
love
You
it.
really
You
are.
Busy.
are. How do you find time for everything? It's
Oh,
and in my
gosh.
spare time.
I'm easily bored.
One of those people that has
I
to
understand
stay up
that.
all the time.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Have to be busy. Yep.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about cats specifically
Good
that
question.
you are constantly battling?
That they can't be trained. Cats probably are easier to train than dogs, but you have to let them think it's their idea. And it's not so much training them as understanding what cats need and want out of life and providing that for them. So it's not
Yes.
saying, how can I make my cat stop scratching the furniture? Well, do they have a legal outlet? Let's
Mhm.
give them something that they do want. Listen, the cat will tell you what he or she wants.
Yes.
So you just listen to the cat. So I think the biggest challenge there is, as you were saying earlier, is to say, put yourself in your cat's paws. You are your cat's most important territory. And how can you coexist with this creature that's very different than you and fulfill what they need while not disrupting your life too much either? They should complement each other.
I love that.
Me
Yes.
too. We like to say there's no naughty cats. It's just,
I like that.
You can't stop a cat from doing a natural behavior, but you have to give them appropriate and appealing places to do that behavior.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then make them choose not to do the things you don't want them to do. Because that's, often we say, do you have scratching posts? And okay, it's the back of this. So they want something vertical, or all your scratching posts horizontal. And then sometimes they come back and say, yes, I have 5. And we'll say, okay, congratulations. Your cat thinks you have 6. So we just have to make them not want to do the couch, right?
That's great. Yeah. And where are the scratching posts? Oh, well, it's back in the laundry room. Well, Kilroy wants to know that all of his scratches is seen.
Yeah.
You don't hide it away. You want where is
my artwork?
Yeah, where is he
you hang
scratching?
your grandson's artwork on the fridge. You got it.
Well, it's true. A lot of people will put things for their cat away in a room, way in the back of the house.
Hide it away.
They're not going to use it back there. They want to be with you.
No.
Yes.
Well, and my old lady cat, Saren, she scratched the underneath. She would lie on her back and scratch underneath.
That's a new one.
Furniture.
How cute.
So yeah, it was real interesting. But see, I trim my animals' claws, routinely. I start the kittens when they're, as soon as they arrive. The dogs now, I did not my bull mastiff because he was so large, and it was we didn't have him long enough. He succumbed to osteosarcoma.
I'm sorry.
It was a hard time. That was during COVID. So we were going down to have his chemotherapy and I couldn't go in with him during all of that period of time. And Karma slept with his collar for a week after he passed. Because he missed him. So I mean, these animals, they bond so closely to each other. So
and to their people. Yeah.
And to their people. Yeah.
We lost my son-in-law to COVID in 2020, and my daughter had to move back home. Yeah. With her 4 cats, and we had 7. That was a fun integration.
We learned a lot,
We learned a lot, but Inky, especially, they all mourned him, but Inky especially roamed the halls. It was just 2 years Saturday. So I'm just a little something, but no, it's all right. But Inky would roam the halls at night, letting out this horrible meow yowl, guttural, rip your heart out, make you want to die sound. It was so
heartbreaking.
It was so bad. And Nick, my daughter, wore one of Sebastian's t-shirts one day and took it off and set it on the floor, and all 4 of her cats congregated and laid on it,
and it had been washed. They still smelled them.
Yeah, but it hadn't been washed with any kind of enzyme cleaner, so Sebastian was still in there. So they all 4 gathered. And one of her cats, Tiger, he's our grouchy old man. He doesn't cuddle with anybody but his mama. So that was true grief we were seeing. It was just so painful. And I said, we don't take into accounting everything these cats have been through. I mean, first the ambulance, the men in hazmat suits came in. They really looked like they were coming and took him away in an ambulance. 26 days. Nikki and I both had COVID. She had pneumonia in one lung. So we were camping out here on the couch. My son was going to feed them. So they kind of lost mom and dad for 28 days. Wow. Then they move into grandma's. 3 of the cats had never seen a dog before. Dad is still missing,
and daddy never came house.
Daddy never came home, and mommy's bawling and grandma's bawling, and what in the world just happened to us? Right?
Wow.
And so we saw behavior issues. My Kismet, who has never done anything wrong in his life, started peeing on the counters, and people got mad. And it's like, no, I'm mad at you. I just threw your world upside down. I'm not mad at you at all.
Yeah, and it's so they're trying to calm themselves down the only way they know how. Self-defense.
Yes.
So, oh man,
we're both. Yeah, you're listening to the version. We're wiping tears here, but exactly.
To make it worse, I have to add this fact that Sebastian died on his wife's 32nd birthday.
Oh,
Linda's
geez.
daughter's 32nd birthday. You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. No, you can't. But we got to be in there with him, which was unheard of in 2020.
Yeah.
We got to hold his hand. She was with one and I was with the other. I don't know if it's because we were so recently coming off COVID that they let us in, but nobody else got in. So we were happy about that. And he was truly an animal lover. He took in every lost cat and every lost animal period that he saw. And yeah, he was something. But yeah, his cats just missed him terribly and mourned. And, people say they don't think their cats are mourning. Some will be obvious, like Inky. You couldn't miss that. Woke you up out of a dead sleep. Some will just start isolating more, right?
Well, just,
there's
just like
different-
people, they're going to react in the same ways that people do. Some are going to, hide under the bed. Some are going to act like nothing has changed, and others, you can't predict it. And
No.
the amount of time it takes, again, with people, it may be, 6 months and there's never a shed tear, and then suddenly you break down.
Yes.
And there's no predicting it.
Yes.
It is, it happens, and it's normal, whatever happens.
Exactly. There's no timeline. We go up, we go down, and we can't.
I just wish more people would realize that cats have that deep feeling and they can grieve, because sometimes we will get a new client who maybe they have 3 cats or just 2. If we don't fix this, I'm going to rehome this one. Well, you're going to then maybe cause behavior problems with your other cat if you do that.
Yeah.
And what's that other cat going through? And yeah, now they've got that pain. And yeah, we had a client tell us that her cat never pays any attention to her. She's just the food lady and the lady that makes the poop disappear out of the box, right? And she said she had to have knee surgery and she had to go into a rehab facility for a little while. So a family member that the cat knows was come and go and staying with cat and everything. And it'll be fine. This cat will not miss me. This cat doesn't love me. Cat pulled his fur out. Cat started pulling his fur out. Just because he doesn't lay on you and purr and mark you does not mean that he doesn't love you.
That's right.
That's like, I don't like a bunch of people coming and hugging me all the time. That doesn't mean that I don't enjoy being with people.
That's right.
Yes.
The people you show love and affection in different ways. And again, no right or wrong. And cats are not all the same. They are little individuals, and they are little stress buckets that
they absorb everything.
They do. And if you are going through something, the kitty may start pulling hair out too, because they are reflecting the emotional upset that you are feeling.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
So that's sometimes, I mean, I've had people that, said something about what's going on with their cat or with their dog. And I said, well, what's going on with you? Oh, well, it's really stressful time at work. I've had to change my schedule, or, I've lost my job or whatever. I said, well,
well, there you go.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Part of our behavior plan for one client was find a friend, go to the lake, eat lunch, something. I mean, it was all about their calming, right?
Remember we tried to get that Carrie to go out on a date?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Like, you got to get out of the house. And to a listener listening in, they'd be like, that has nothing to do with cats. It has everything to do with the cats.
It does.
Yeah.
If mommy and daddy are upset and stressed, the cats are upset and stressed.
Yep.
They're empaths. They'll pick it up.
Yes. Yes. And how they react is not indicative to how they feel. Just like children. I mean, I had 3 biological children, but I married twice men who had their own children that we got full custody of. So I've raised 8 kids through this house.
Wow.
And I can tell you, if I was crying and hurt, who would come to me and be the comforters? Who would go color or do something, when they were a kid to just la, 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 I can't handle this. Yes, la, la, la. Who goes to hide? Who goes to dad and says, mom's upset, fix it. It's the varying, and I see it in the cats.
Sure, absolutely. And there's a reason why we are called pet parents now.
Yes.
And it used to be kind of that cat lady derogatory. Now it's not. I mean, this is kind of a universal thing. We are a surrogate parent
100%.
or for our animal companions. And if we take on that responsibility, we need to look a little bit deeper. I'm doing something that is out of my comfort zone, and it's an interesting I have y'all seen some of the videos of the dogs and the cats that use the talking buttons to communicate?
Yes.
I got a set of those, and I'm starting to work with those.
Linda does too.
I have a set. It's got dust on it. It's been sitting here for about a year and I haven't done anything with it yet, but this is a goal. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm doing this and I'm not doing it, I'm focused on it at the moment, but I've got it set out. I've got about 8 different recordings set on it, including for Karma, and they're very interested. Both animals are very interested and they respond to it, but they haven't yet decided to play the buttons themselves. But
right.
my husband will say in the evening, the cat or the dog will come and sit and stare at him or bark or meow or pat it. And he said, well, what do they want? I said, I can't read their minds. You go through the list and try to figure it out. But I said, that's why we got those buttons. So maybe they can tell us. And I thought, I just watched a Twitter, or no, it wasn't Twitter. It was TikTok the other day. One of the cats that has been using the buttons for quite a while. And the cat had come in and used 2 buttons and said, water, all done.
The water was
gone. Oh my
gone.
gosh.
They thought water was all gone. No, water bowl was full. Did this for 2 days, trying to figure out. And finally, she figured it out. It had stopped raining.
The water's all gone.
Water, all
gosh,
gone.
So,
And the reason she got that was because there was another cat that had referred to the rain before. They kind of follow each other. And so she said, cats and dogs think, and she said, my cat thought I was absolutely stupid. I didn't understand what she was talking about.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Listen to me,
Mom.
Is
that fun?
What's that one you listen to?
I mean, one of the dogs that actually will report on her nightmares. We'll talk about the dreams and the nightmares.
Oh my gosh.
And they have this incredibly rich lives that we're now starting to tap into or to recognize and try to figure out ways that we can communicate back and forth. So it's not a one way, I'm going to teach you what this word means and you will sit when I tell you to, and you scratch the right thing. Well, let's have a conversation. You're part of our family. So let's treat each other like family members.
I've likened cats for years to nonverbal autistic children. Autism is one of my passions. I love me some autism. You'll never meet more honest folks. When they get that soundboard and they can communicate, I liken that to that.
Exactly. And that's where this came from. And they had actually started using these with service dogs so that they could communicate and contact for help, call for help.
Nice.
Dial 911. Well, there's no reason. I mean, because you can't train a cat to do a service function. They cannot be considered a service animal, but that doesn't mean that they don't react and alert to headaches or to, a seizure disorder. There are absolute cats that will alert to an impending seizure. Just
Linda has, I know we have to wrap up soon, but Linda has a cat.
I rescued Kismet. No one would take Kismet. He was found in a feral colony, not feral. She's approaching the trap and he's going purr, purr, and rubbing on it. And, but he was beat to snot, FIV positive, mites, needed teeth removed. It was bad. Rita's house was full. So she started sending me pictures. So I finally agreed to take the cat. His name is Kismet because I said, well, I'm not coming to the Carolinas, so you're going to have to get him to me, but I'll take him. They just happen to have a volunteer who is an airline attendant and flew and has a cousin that lives an hour from me who was having a graduation party this next weekend. I mean, Kismet.
Yeah.
So I get the cat. My daughter has a seizure disorder that no one can figure out. She's been through cardiologists and neurologists, tried all kinds of meds, done all the tests. Kismet can stop her seizures. Kismet came running in one day. She told me it's starting, and it always follows a predictable path. It's always the same thing. She said, I'm getting hot. I said, sit down. Let me watch you. Kismet jumped on, started purring louder than I had ever heard him purr. And it was just different. And he started like putting his paws on her in different places. And she just sat there and said, it's gone. And it went away. And he's done it more than once. So
I just
take that, cats can't. Yeah, take that,
just
cats
got
can't.
chills. That's gonna go in a future book. See, I do that
please,
with
by all
thrillers.
means, I'll even send you pictures.
Oh, that'd be great.
We just kind of sat, I like jaw dropped. Yeah, it takes a lot to shut me up, but I was speechless. I didn't say a word.
Oh, do send me that information. And
I
even the
will.
thrillers, I try to put, one of them had diabetes alert dogs. The first book, the dog is trained to be an autistic child's service
Wonderful.
dog that doesn't, it doesn't work out. So it ends up being, but so each one has some kind of a pet centric theme.
Yes, I love it. Yes.
And he
yes,
was-
send that to me. Oh,
He was
was
the
spent
best cat I
afterward.
didn't want.
He was
Yes,
spent
afterwards
afterward.
he went to sleep. He's always exhausted after he helps her. But I'm telling you, for a cat no one
therapy.
wanted, including me, I freaking love this cat. It's just
Nikki wants to
everything.
take him when she moves out, and Linda's like, over my dead
I
body.
keep saying no, and everybody's like,
You
that's
can never
horrible.
move out. You can never move
that's
out.
what I told. She's like, he stops my seizures. I said, and you have access to him in my home. You can just stay.
I hate
tried.
to wrap this up, ladies. We
I
could
know, we
probably
could
go
talk forever.
on and on, but Amy, you have to come back.
Yes.
Oh, I'd love
yes.
to.
You
Yes.
have to come back. There's so much more we could talk about with you. We could probably do 10 shows right now.
Easily.
Any last words of wisdom you want to give to our audience?
Oh, to the audience, just appreciate the kitty cats, love on them, and appreciate their quirks and even their idiosyncrasies or their challenges. Just like little
Absolutely.
Kismet that had challenges. They are a gift to us.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely. And we will publish links to all your websites once we
awesome.
publish. Amy, shojai.com.
Shojai.
Very good.
And it's sojai.com. And a couple others. The categorical enrichment. I love. Everybody needs to attend that. We need to attend that.
Yes.
You can never be out of ideas on how to make your home more livable for your cats.
True.
Well, thank you everyone for being on the show. Thank you, Linda, as always, my co-host. Thank you, Amy. And of course, it goes without saying almost, Mark Winter, our awesome producer, for giving us the spot on Pet Life Radio.
Yes.
And everyone, as I always say, every day is Catterday, not just Saturday. We'll see you next time.
Thank